In this video, I'll be talking about C5, and that is manage your own learning needs for continued professional development. And I work as a sales communicator, so I will be talking about ways to make my learning needs better for the professional development in the actual field of sales communication. And the first one I'll be starting with is actively listening. So me listening better to what people say without interrupting or adding into their talk. And I've had issues with this before because I get so excited when listening to them talking and I interrupting while they're telling me something which is probably important. And the other one is also reflective listening. So to make sure that we understand each other, instead of just nodding or being quiet after they said something, I repeat what they said in a shorter sentence, and that makes sure that we're on the same page. And also asking clarifying questions, which is say they said something to me that is very important and I have an understanding of it, but maybe I've added a lot of things into their opinion or their saying. So I ask a clarifying question, which makes it a yes or no question, and that for me is very good. So then I just know what it is, so I don't add it or make it blend with other things that they said. Then we have clear and persuasive communication. And in that point, I would say conciseness. Conciseness is good for communicating my message clearly and concisely. So for instance, I don't add any unnecessary details. An example would be in a presentation. For me to have too many details in a presentation would cause a commotion for stakeholders and probably my boss, which is unnecessary in that point if I'm trying to stay on the same topic. And then storytelling. So I would say storytelling to make a point, using a good example from a story within the company, that something that has happened before, or using history and using that to tell a story of something that has happened which is good and would benefit the company in a way. That would be something that I would work on for the future. And then last but not least, adaptability and continuous learning. So basically staying informed and keeping up with everything, such as the state of the trends within the industry, and then the competitors' activities and changes in the market. If I'm speaking with my boss daily and maybe the CEO asks me a specific question regarding some shareholders' assets, I should be able to answer those, because I just should know what's happening in the current market to answer those questions without using information that is old, which would then also conflict anything that would happen between us and the people who are investing in us. As a sales communicator, I think that is a good skill to have. Staying informed, as little as it sounds, I think it's very beneficial. And then also feedback. So asking for feedback and giving feedback. I'd say seeking feedback from my colleagues and my managers and clients to continuously improve my communication skills. And knowing what they want to hear is also one of the things. So I know how to handle objections and how to work with anticipation and reframing, as in using their feedback in a positive light, and then provide solutions and alternatives in a way that would benefit both of the companies. Another thing is also using gestures and facial expressions. So for instance, when you're presenting something, I think it's very important to not make it personal, and when you're hearing something that isn't to your liking, for instance me, I tend to show it by my face, and I think that's something that I need to work on, so I don't show my initial thoughts by making facial expressions, which is non-professional. So for professional development, I'd say it's a good skill to work on my gestures and facial expressions.